podcast the week of the wedding.
Philly Sports, Love and Pain. I'm Dave. That's Kenny.
Hi.
And special guest, Gordy.
I'm here. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong,
Most
bing bong, bing bong.
probably the most mentioned guest of all time on the podcast. And all time is a really long time. We have like 25 episodes or something. So it's like
Honored to be here. Honored to be here.
I, on the other hand, am not honored to be here.
Wow. You see, Kenny.
Bring the energy.
Kenny's going downhill. I'm pretty convinced. Kenny is getting married in less than a month now, and the light is at the end of the tunnel. And by that I mean that the wedding, anyone who's been married or anyone who's gone through this knows stressful shit. getting to it. And
one more person asked me where they're sitting, I'm gonna kill myself.
Where they're sitting. Oh my
Yeah.
god! Like the shit that people care about. Like, come on, no, but who sits anyway? You sit down to eat.
I don't even. I told Christy we should just get rid of all the tables and everyone's got to stand with TV trays.
TV trays.
Just have like 200 TV trays scattered. Find your number, bitch.
I love it. So anyway, we had some pretty fucking meaningful basketball
I'm a Sixers guy.
for this city for the first time in a long time.
Ever?
You could possibly say ever. It's definitely probably one of the most exciting times ever of my lifetime.
Well, you have to think about like when Iverson was doing it, right? Like we were watching those little tube TVs that had antennas and shit, so it didn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the hype is just so much more now.
Like how old were we? Like how old were we when Iverson was doing his thing?
10.
Not
me.
you, Gordy. How old were we?
18 to 20,
There you
somewhere
go.
in
So
there.
I felt like Iverson
high
was like in
school,
our
college, yeah.
prime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that must have been cool.
2001
One
is
yeah.
when they went to the finals and
With-
the step over happened.
Do you think, Gordy? Do you think that was the worst team than the Cavs team that LeBron limped into the finals?
Ooh. Talent-wise, up and down the roster,
Yeah.
I actually think the Sixers were better.
Okay.
LeBron aside, that was a bad Cavs team.
Yeah. I mean, Eric Snow on both teams. That should be mentioned.
Yes, it
That
should
is
be mentioned.
honorable mentions right there.
Honorable mention. East No, he who falls asleep while broadcasting.
Holy shit, I forgot about that. Oh my god.
I was watching that game, and he fell asleep.
Wow.
was like-
That's too many
Yeah.
codeine drinks.
That was hardcore process days right there. I don't blame
But-
him.
You know, that's exactly what I'm saying though. Like this is the most exciting basketball then that we've seen probably in like,
A
15,
generation for sure.
15 years minimum. And it's only been 2 games and the city is on fucking fire. Like everybody cares right now about the Sixers and thank
care.
God Kenny even cares. Like that should tell you something.
I'm wearing my hat.
He's wearing a hat. We're all rocking
We all got
Sixers
the
hats.
yeah.
Like, listen, the Sixers are fucking back, dude, and it's awesome. I love it. I'm so excited about this. Like, even my wife Brianna is excited about basketball, and that's like that doesn't happen all the time,
That's unheard of.
you know. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and
You know
So-
what else makes it better? When you gamble James Harden over 2.5 threes and he drains that one in the final fucking minutes. Ugh.
step back.
That's very true, right there. Very
Yeah,
true.
well,
right there.
I think all 3 of us on this podcast right now we're rocking that fucking DraftKings Embiid parlay.
And Bird.
The first night,
yeah.
Friday night, and we all hit that shit. And I fucking put that shit on the pod. I was like, yo, play this. You have to play it. If you are a Sixers fan, you had to play that.
Dude, it was close. It was close. I was getting nervous.
Oh, I didn't think it was gonna happen.
I mean, the win. I wasn't worried about the win. I was worried about that Harden number just because you didn't know.
Well, it got to a point where they could have sat him
Yeah.
because that was starting to get out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
And then you saw that little rhythm dribble and the step back,
Oh,
and you knew You knew.
Man, it was so juicy. So Friday night we'll just kind of walk through the games a little bit and just talk
The
about
bar was
them.
electric.
So Kenny, you went out to the bar on Friday night.
I did.
Nice. You were at Pizza Pub.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love Pizza Pub.
Shout out Pizza Pub in Hatfield.
Sponsor us.
Great spot, by the way. Great spot.
Dude, you
Although,
can't
the
find
old
a
school
place in
one,
there.
I'm kind of nostalgic about the old school one though.
The old school one was only better because of the pool table. This place is 10 times better.
Oh, it's way bigger. I mean, they have way
TVs
more
on
TVs.
every single fucking
There's the
post
ceiling.
wall.
The ceiling's higher than 7 feet.
Dude, when I turned the quick story, and then we can get down to this. I turned 21. I was at Pizza Pub, the old one, and they used to have all the like fancy wine glasses hanging upside down above the ice maker
Yep.
thing, and I fucking celebrate it, right? And I ripped like all the glasses off the top there. They showered all on the ice. They had to like change all the ice down the building. It was terrible. But that's how tiny that place was.
That place was definitely small. That's taking me back. But yeah. So Friday night, awesome basketball. Electric. Like just watching the way that offense ran on Friday night was just. It was something that we haven't seen from this team, obviously in years. And you know, after Friday and after Sunday, I'm kind of jumping a little bit. But I've heard some national attention that this team is getting, and people are talking shit. People are talking shit still on Harden, saying that he's overrated and wait till you see the real Harden. Wait till you all this mumbo jumbo. Like, God, can we stop? Can you stop?
Okay, you could see what they're talking about though. Wait till you see the real Harden. Once he's not having fun anymore, we don't know what we're gonna get. But for right now, he's definitely having fun.
There's no reason for him to not have fun for a while.
Definitely.
Right?
And most of those people are just saying that because they just fucking hate Philadelphia with a burning passion.
Yeah, they're jealous. They hate us. No one likes us. We don't care.
It's true.
It's
like the
true.
truest statement ever.
It's very true.
And the Sixers are the villains, like in the country.
Process, right?
The process didn't even work.
No, it absolutely did not work.
Like, so fine, fucking, like, why are you even holding that against us? It's almost like laugh at us because it didn't work. Like
they weren't going to
even...
take Embiid either. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Who were they going for? Do you know, Gordy?
For the Embiid draft,
Was that winless for Wiggins?
it might have been.
Oh, he
It
kind of
might have
panned
been.
out though.
Yeah, but he's panned out with two of the greatest basketball players of his era on the Warriors. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's a valid.
like,
And it took him
he
a
was-
decade.
yeah, he was shuttled out of Minnesota. So, that was a great pick. And say what you want, the process didn't work the way we thought it was going to, but hey man, it got us Harden in the end. So, we go and get a championship or 2 or 3 or 4.
Oh, stop it!
Woo! Woo!
Hey,
That's spicy.
you keep Maxey in the fold. Dude, you got your third superstar right there. You got our third all-star. Let's call it that. Let's say an all-star, not a superstar.
I'm
You got a
pretty
third
sure-
all-star there.
I got into an argument with my cousin because he was like, trade Maxey for whatever it takes to get Harden the first time around, right?
Oh God.
And I mean, granted, he was a rookie. We didn't really know what we had, and
That's fair.
he's developed. But I remember I was like, no, you got to keep Harden, especially if you're getting rid of Ben Simmons. Or I'm sorry, you got to keep Maxey, especially if you're getting rid of Ben Simmons, because someone's got to fucking run point.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always my argument. And it feels good to dude, COVID. That's like the only positive thing I can think about COVID, because
Yeah, we got Maxey out of it.
yeah,
So-
100%. He fell because I don't remember. Did he play? Or did
There
he
was
take-
no NCAA tournament that year.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
it was. So no one knew
So-
what he had.
Yeah, like their season got cut so short, and I don't remember if he might have been injured for a little bit of the little bit of season he had. I don't really recall, but I know he fell in the draft. And between him and Mike Muscala hitting the late 3,
Moose.
which got OKC into the top 20, made that pick at 21. So we got to take it. I mean, that's literally what it was. Their last game of the year, Moose hit a 3 to win the game. Thanks, Mikey.
Our
Chiefs fall.
hero.
The Sixers should
Listen-
trade for him and get him back just to give him a thank you night
You can ring the bell.
and cut him.
Give him a
Yeah,
10
ring the
day.
bell. Come back and ring the bell.
But you said something like about having someone to play point guard. Talk about just like this is beyond having someone to play point guard. What the Sixers did here is they literally traded a backup center and a decent shooter for a floor general that is probably right now one of the best in the NBA at running the floor and creating space. Dude, the amount of space that people had in these two games this weekend, and now granted, I will say this is with a little grain of salt because similar to early Eagle games, there's kind of a little bit, right? Similar to early Eagle games, these two teams are not the fucking class of the NBA. Okay, so, and Gordy and I talked about this on Friday night. They don't play hard defense. We're gonna get open looks. We basically it's almost like a fucking 7-on-7 with these guys if you want to equate it to football because you're out there and you can pretty much execute whatever you want to do, and which was a great, honestly, lineup for Harden to get integrated with the Sixers and just start rolling right off the bat. So playing the way that the schedule's set up is awesome for us because it just gets them ready to play the tougher games. You disagree? You disagree that the defense was not?
I was gonna disagree with you, and because how you ran parallel to the Eagles. Like, I mean, I'm assuming you're going with like the Atlanta game, right?
Yeah, like how they beat some shitty teams early, and we're like,
yeah.
oh,
But there are a lot of
it's not the same. Let me clear that. It's
yeah,
not
like there's a lot
same.
of good pieces on this team, and we got
Yeah.
like the piece you really needed to. You know when you used to build Legos and you couldn't find that final white brick, you know what I mean, to finish your igloo, and then you found it in the mess. That's what like Harden is to me, man. Like he's gonna, dude. I've never seen the Embiid open so much in my life, and he's 7 foot tall.
Yeah,
Jordy
he's
and I were
never been
talking-
that open before. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Jordy and I
Ben
were talking
Simmons.
about this. Like, how do you double Embiid?
You don't.
you can't right now.
You know, and
There was a thing I saw online. It was a clip of Ben walking the ball over the half court. His defender was all the way back at the foul line, right in front of Embiid.
Yep.
Not anymore.
right
Yeah.
because
That
because
literally
Ben
you
wasn't shooting that
cannot
ball.
do that. Yeah, no. I mean, he was no threat anywhere outside of
2
10
inches.
feet. Yeah, 2 inches. Yeah, if he wasn't in the dunker spot, he was no threat, and even that
He
come
was
playoff
outside of the
time,
circle.
Yeah, dunker spot in the playoffs isn't a threat either. If you got a guy my size guarding him, it's cool. That's all you need.
He did it. He went to the
We'll
playoff
touch
game.
on that, I'm sure.
Hawks flashbacks. Nom. Ah!
Listen, let's live a little bit. Let's not revisit Vietnam just yet. Okay.
Thank you, Vietnam.
But like here's the thing, like, and there's a lot of stuff that happened. I don't even know really how to roadmap this because there are so many things that showed their face either on Friday or on Sunday. Both games were just execution, like to probably and really not even perfect execution, but compared to what we've seen from this team, just unbelievably like 3 notches higher than anything we've seen.
Do you think how do I explain this without being a douche? Do you think we had like major Ben Simmons blinders, like completely everyone was just like, well, he can't shoot, but he can get us 25 points driving the cup every time?
Gordy, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I did. I'm not going to tell you that I wasn't a defender of Ben. I certainly did, multiple times. Because I looked at what he could do. And physically, like, as
Anything.
a point guard, yeah, like, you can't match him physically. Yeah, he can do anything but shoot. And unfortunately, all 3 of us on this podcast can probably hit a jumper.
I can. It's been proven.
I can.
Yeah,
I also can.
Yeah. 15 feet and out and free throws at a better clip than 30% or 33%, whatever it was. At any rate, Yes, I mean I had blinders on. I think a lot of people did, and rightly so. I mean the dude, when you look at him, he's a physical beast. He's extraordinarily talented. I'm not going to sit there and knock
Lazy.
any of that. He is. There's something where he does not want to put in the work to improve, though. That much became more and more evident. I really thought with Doc coming in as a professional coach, because he knew, Ben knew Brett Brown from the time he was a kid. Like Brett had ties
Australia.
back to Australia, yeah. So I thought he gave him some leeway there, and maybe that was part of the reason why Ben wasn't progressing. I really did think, like, all right, you change out the coaching staff, you get professional coaches in here, you get Doc Rivers in here. He's always been good with his star players, always. Like,
Right.
say what you want about his in-game adjustments and the all-bench lineups and the rest of the stuff, but Doc does know how to get the most out of his stars. He's always done that throughout his career, and he still couldn't tap into Ben, and yet he defended him to the umpteenth degree the entire season. And he got dragged for that by a lot of media people, Eskin.
Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. So
Fucking fur coat king.
yeah, got news for you, buddy. It's 2022. Fur coat ain't cool no more. You
All those
PETA,
dudes are
you
fucking-
PETA enemy, you. You know, uh, but like you sit there and you go, all right, how can he defend this guy, this and that? We saw the flaws, but we ignored it because you figured he'd finally get past it. He'd finally do the right thing. He didn't. And then when he got criticized one time, he folded. Like mentally, emotionally, whatever. He folded, literally took his ball and went back to Morristown and stayed there, gaming. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
That's literally what he did. So, hey, good for him. Enjoy Brooklyn. I can't wait to see Kevin Durant get in his face one time on the sidelines when he passes something up. Because KD is not Joel. He's not going to stay on the side or talk to him, at practice. KD will call him out right then and there.
Yeah.
Better be careful. He's mentally weak.
Well, so I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think that we had blinders on really necessarily because we got what we got from Ben. We knew what we were going to get from Ben. And I don't think it was like we weren't blind to his weaknesses. We knew that he was bad at shooting free throws.
Yeah, but we just let him have them.
Well, because we didn't have any other options and because they drafted so high, they put so many eggs in that basket. It's just like
That's true. Yeah.
This is but a completely different like version because like the only reason why Jalen Reagor's still on this fucking team and the only reason why he still sees the field is because they drafted him in the first fucking round and everybody knows that that's the truth. There's no other reason. There can't be. So this is the same kind of thing, I think, but just different. Like Ben Simmons has more skill in basketball than Reagor has in football. I believe that. But I don't think that we necessarily had blinders. I think that we knew that we knew his shortcomings. We knew what we had. We knew what we didn't have, but we didn't know there was nothing else that we could do about it. And we were stuck. And I think that Ben knew that too.
Well, yeah, I mean, not dumb, obviously, right?
Well, and his management isn't dumb either.
Rich Paul.
As much as we hate Clutch, like they're not stupid. These people know what they're doing. They're very savvy business people.
Just a bunch of kids from Akron, man. Just a bunch of kids from Akron.
You know what I'm saying though? Like,
Yeah.
so
I got a Clutch thing to mention too a little later.
good, perfect timing. Go ahead, drop it right now.
So Brian Windhorst, did you guys see the clip of him today on or Spotify or whatever? Already talking about Toby getting traded in the offseason. I'm like, you can't give us a week, bro, before Clutch's mouthpiece puts something out about a Sixers player and having to disrupt the harmony that's already there. Like, you already got to start that rumor now. Because Windhorst that's exactly what he is. He's a Clutch mouthpiece. So is Shams. Like, the two of them. They're Clutch mouthpieces.
That's lame.
Bye. See ya, Toby. Take your fucking max contract and suck my dick.
So, Kenny, if you've listened to a minute of this podcast, and you heard us talking about the Sixers, you would know that Kenny fucking despises uh, Toby.
I do.
And lately, Toby has not been, all that in a bag of chips, as they used to say.
Is
You know.
is he another mental midget? Seriously.
I honestly think, and Gordy, you can chime in too, but I honestly think that he just this doesn't fit his mold. Like I feel like he is he's an
NBA
on the dribble.
journeyman?
No, I'm talking about his game. Like he's an
Oh.
on the dribble guy.
Right.
He's not a spot guy, and he doesn't have the quickness, right? I don't think to get from deep to drive. Like he doesn't look quick to me anymore. I could be totally wrong, but to me, watching him this weekend, he's getting clear, wide open looks from Harden, and he's dribbling out of them, and he's dribbling right into people. Like, and then he's ended up getting rid of the ball. Gordy,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah, he's struggling with the adjustment. There's no doubt about that. Out of everybody on that roster, I mean, nobody else is struggling the way Toby is right now. And it's very clear he's doing that. He's transitioned from literally being either the number 2 option behind Joel.
Stop it.
No,
Number 2 option.
having to be the number.
Having
2
to be,
option.
having to be the number 2 option. Yeah, let's put it that way. Having to be the number 2 option. And at times, I mean, how often did we watch him bring the ball up and have to initiate the offense?
Yeah.
That's not something he's ever had to do in 10 or 11 years of being an NBA player. And yet, without Ben there, Toby had to be the guy that did it. Now, Maxey obviously did it a lot, but anytime Maxey was down or they needed a secondary ball handler, it was him. I mean, Toby can do that to a certain extent, but he can only do it adequately. He's not great at it. That's not his skill set. Throughout his career, has always been a guy that takes his little rhythm dribble and then he puts up a shot. That's always what he's done. There was a play in the Minnesota game. He was on the right wing, caught a pass from Harden, had what I would have considered a wide open 3. Wide open in the NBA, they actually have this advanced statistic for it. Like 5 to 6 feet of space or more is considered wide open. He definitely had a wide open 3. He pumped, took 2 little quick dribbles, and did a little shuffle step to the left and took what would be a contested 3 because the dude had closed out.
Yep.
And he missed it. He's got to get out of that mindset. Yeah, he's got to get out of that mindset. Catch it, shoot it. If he gets into his catch and shoot mode, like he was 2 years ago, going into the playoffs, he is going to end up being literally the absolute prototype stretch 4 for this team. If he gets it into the mindset of I got to catch it and shoot it and let it go and not care about the results.
Pretty big if.
It is a big if, unfortunately. It is a big if. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? He's got next year's on the contract and 1 year after that. That's tradable. In the NBA, that is tradable because another team will take a shot on it. And if that doesn't work out, they'll flip him when his contract's expiring. So he is tradable. As much as people say he's got a top 5 worst contract in the league, that's
easily
garbage. No, I don't think so.
No, I mean I'm saying like contract to player, what you're getting.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, but I mean, as far as untradeable contracts go, he's not John Wall. I'm not paying you $96 million to literally sit with your foot up. Like
That's a good point.
Toby can bring this team a championship.
He can.
It hinges on Toby. If they get him moving in the right way, and like you're saying, the catch and shoot, immediate release, if they can get him going, they can win a championship. They need Toby. Keep talking. This woman,
What happened?
He just went on to mute. No, and Kenny's absolutely right there though. Like legitimately, if Toby just does what he has done the last 2 years, gives us with Harden 19-9. If he gives us 19-9, I'll tell you right now, the Sixers are winning a championship.
I'll buy a Toby jersey.
If they win a championship, you're buying a Toby jersey?
Yeah, I will.
Authentic or replica?
Nothing authentic.
Now you got to go replica, dude.
I have to there.
You can't. You can't.
I got pretty high on
I wouldn't do that to you.
and I was like, fuck it. I bought an Embiid jersey and like a Harden jersey. I was out of control, man.
I mean,
Well, those are two good investments in my opinion.
Yeah,
They're going to
definitely.
be around for a while. So
I really feel like we and the one part there's a couple other pieces of this puzzle that we really haven't even touched on yet. One of
Shake.
them, no, gets definitely not Shake. Jesus, dude, he looks so fucking. He looks so out of his element, man.
yeah, he don't look good right now either.
He is like out of it. But no, Tyrese Maxey, 1,000,000%. Like this dude is just first of all, he's fun to watch play basketball because he just loves the game.
He does.
He's happy all the fucking time.
Mhm.
Dude doesn't look like he has a bad day.
He should come work at Anchor Fire.
Which is awesome. Maybe he would go work there if he still got paid like $800K or whatever he makes. But what I was getting at is that Harden is already getting to Maxey, which is fan-fucking-tastic to see. Like Harden really be into this team. Like
He's a bad teammate, though. That's everything I heard.
he loves working with Embiid. He's been looking forward to working with Embiid. And he loves the fact that he has Maxey and Thibault and some of these other young guys around that are like feeding it and like just sucking it in. He loves that. And they love that. It's the perfect storm right now. Like Maxey looks like a different player, and it's only been 2 games, but he already has more aggression. He's shooting better. He has more confidence, and it's like it pops right out. Like you don't even have to look. You don't even have to watch the whole game. You can watch it for 3 minutes, and you're like, "Holy shit, dude! This dude looks like he's like can take on anybody." And I think that is straight up because of Harden.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you can't add someone like. Okay, so back to Gordy's point, and then on to this point. I think it will all tie together for me. They were never gonna get Harden and then just be like, haha, everyone's gonna mesh, and this is gonna be fucking perfect. There was always gonna be one person or another guy that wasn't gonna mesh, Toby, right? And then you take the opposite of that, and then you get a guy like Maxey who is just eyes open with a fucking sketch pad, you know what I mean, taking everything down and fucking, in
Sponge.
Yeah, sponge. So it's a perfect trade-off in that sense, right? Like, wouldn't you rather have Toby being able to not like get along with him and then Maxey? This woman is just printing shit left and right. It's unbelievable today.
I don't even hear the printer.
You can't hear
I
it?
don't hear it. I don't hear
No.
it either now.
Okay, all right, good.
So keep on trucking, BB.
See, it's the same document. There's 30 of them here.
You know how it is. You push print, you don't think it worked, then you keep fucking pushing print, and then all of a sudden you have fucking 50 of them. You don't care about it.
Dave, real quick, I'm sorry. This happened today at work. We have like a print, like a blueprint printer, right?
Yeah.
The one lady, she didn't know that it ran out of paper, so she printed like 100 copies, and you can't cancel them. So we had to run through a whole roll of paper again, just on the same print.
That's brutal. And those rolls of paper are fucking massive too.
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, so what I'm trying to get at is, before all the distraction, it's better to have Maxey sponging and Toby being, negative is what I want to use here. But you get my point. Like, it's huge that it's Maxey, and Maxey's going to sponge, and it's going to be great. And, dude, it's fucking exciting. I honestly, like, I watched Sunday, tip to tip, like tip to final whistle. Obviously on Friday, like, I haven't done that in forever.
Same here. I watched tip to tip both games, and I can't tell you the last time that I watched back-to-back Sixers games tip to tip. Like, I would always check in on something, and like maybe a quarter or two, depends on if it's West Coast, whatever. But I'm in, man. I'm interested, and it's awesome. It's fucking awesome. There's one other guy that I want to bring up, and then if anybody else has anybody that want to bring up, no, it's Thibault.
Oh, I want to talk about him too.
Thibault, and Gordy brought this to my attention, so I'm going to let him expand on this. But Thibault, is a completely different player with Harden on the floor also, because he's like the free man, right? So, like, I watched a couple breakdowns of plays and stuff, and like basically whether they're running a pick and roll or whatever they're doing up top, Thibault is the guy that kind of like just gets lost in the sauce because whoever usually is tracking him is like constantly thinking about doubling up Embiid or Harden, and Thibault just escapes and then pocket pass, boom, dunk. He doesn't even have to shoot. He's got dunk, layup. Like it's like almost automatic. Gordy brought it to my attention. Gordy, you want to expand on Thibault a little bit if you want?
Yeah, I mean, like he's doesn't have the jump shot or the 3-point shot that everybody wants for that 3-and-D guy, right? Like that's not. He can knock one down. He's got one spot in the corner. I believe it's the left corner, top of the screen corner.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think he's like 40% from there, and like literally the rest of his shooting arc is below average, with the exception of within like 5 feet. He gets to that range, he finishes at like over 80%. That tells me the dude actually you lob something up to him, he's gonna put it down. You hit him on a cut, he's gonna put it down. He's got the athleticism and the super quick hops to just catch something, even if there's a defender there, and go up and lay it in and finish. I mean, not to keep bringing back Ben, but Ben didn't finish around the rim that well, right. And he's 5 inches taller. Maxi's another one. At the rim, he finishes. How often do you see these like Maxi and Matisse blowing layups? They don't blow bunnies. They make them. And that's something we haven't had in this town in a very long time. They need to unlock Matisse and use him as a slasher. Offensively, he can cut behind guys. He can let his guy roam a little bit, and just when his dude turns his back, just go to the rim. Harden, Maxi, or Embiid, and even really Tobias will find him with a pass, because all those guys can pass pretty well. So, he just needs to have that awareness that, okay, this dude's going to shuffle over and try to take a step towards Joel or a step towards Harden. He just needs to recognize that and go to the rim. These guys are doing this, and Harden only knows like 3 plays. He's said that.
I know.
There's 3 plays, and they shredded 2 different teams that are full of NBA talent. I mean, say what you want about them. They're not the greatest teams, but there's talent up and down those rosters.
What?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, why didn't the Knicks play Nerlens?
A foot. He's technically available, but not healthy. I don't. Yeah, he might play tomorrow.
That's a play I'd like to get.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they'd have cut him. Today was the last day to cut somebody and pick him up and have him be eligible for the playoffs. Did they actually pick up DeAndre Jordan? I know they were supposed to. I didn't see if they actually did.
Well, that's where I was going to segue into that. That's going to be nice because he's got a good relationship with Doc.
He does. And if there's anybody that can pull him out of the cooked bin, the overdone bin, it would be Doc. Because I got to be honest with you, Andre Drummond, I knew had a little something left. Dwight Howard, I knew had a little something left. I don't know if DeAndre Jordan's got anything left.
What did you say about Drummond?
I knew Drummond when they signed him. I knew he still had a little bit of something left. Like, I knew he wasn't done. He had 2 bad years. Like, he got traded out of Detroit and then went to the Lakers, and they kind of didn't use him right. And
LeBron, so
yeah,
LeBron didn't like him. So
yeah, I guess so. Exactly. Yeah, whatever that was didn't work. And he came here on a veteran minimum contract to play minutes. The minutes he got, he played hard. He rebounded at a ridiculous rate, and showed more passing ability than I ever thought he had. He revitalized his career. He played himself back into a starting spot. Whether it's with the Nets moving forward, I don't think they can afford him, just for the record. I think he's going to get $15 million a year to go play on some mediocre to bad team next year.
Detroit again.
It could be. I mean, they could use him, honestly.
What do you think? What do you think the Nets were like? All right, well, or the Sixers were like, we don't want to give you Drummond. Like, what do you think the Nets were like? All right, well, if we don't get Drummond, we need.
So, from what I don't even remember where I read this, Drummond was a starter for the Nets in the trade talk. They said, we won't even talk about Harden unless Drummond's involved, because they knew they needed a big. They needed a center. They have a dude on their bench that they don't use right. And I don't know if that's coaching or if it's just that he's so young. Nick Claxton is a 6'10", 6'11", like, he's really slim, but that kid can play a little bit of ball. And he's going to be a center in this league for a long time. I don't know why they don't use him, but the Nets don't use him. They wanted a veteran wide body that can rebound. They got it with Drummond. I mean, he's going to be good for them.
No, not that.
Hurt,
Kenny.
it hurts to lose him. Honestly,
Kenny,
it does.
Kenny, the thing on the box, make sure your shit's turned up. You're quiet as fuck.
Chrissy, hello.
That's better. But yeah, you guys, you're totally right. I mean, fucking Drummond is just a rebound hog. I mean,
But he can't compete with Embiid 1-on-1. You know what I mean?
Embiid's owned him.
Yeah, I mean he's I mean, talk about a dominant run against someone. It's Embiid versus Drummond. And that's partly why I think Drummond came here. He was like, "Oh, I don't want to play him."
Very well could be.
well,
I like
the
Paul
other thing,
Millsap.
yeah, they'll play Millsap for sure. Yeah, I looked up. I found a good website for shooting charts. This website's unbelievable for as far as like a data geek like myself. But I looked up Thibault, Gordy, while you guys were talking, and his true shooting percentage from that corner 3 spot is 49%.
Yeah. So he's got the one spot.
It's literally the heat map is like literally like
It's like ice cold blue,
yes,
scorching red right there.
that's literally what it looks like. If I could share the screen, I would. But yeah, that's
And how's his finishing around the rim? Do they have that on there?
it does. I focused the distance out high because I was just curious to see. I was only looking above 20. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Thibault again. Like now we've gone down the rabbit hole of like naming a lot of the guys that are on this team, the big players. I mean, you need a couple minutes from Shake. You need a couple minutes from whoever. Like Isaiah Joe was in the game at the end. Like
Corky.
Korkmaz is one that we could talk about quick. That is just disappointing. He talk about a guy who has lost his confidence almost completely. It's Korkmaz. I mean,
he had like
whatever
one stretch last year where like we were like, "Oh, is this guy the real deal?" But most of his career has just been like fucking Turkish bitch.
He's hot and cold, and he's one of the most hot and most cold guys in the league. He might be the streakiest dude in the league that gets regular minutes. And how about this for a change from where we were just 2 months ago till now? At times, the best point guard we had, pure point guard we had on this roster, and the team worked best at times, especially through December, with Point Ferk. Like, that ain't good.
That's terrifying.
You know? Like, that is, you know, I mean, granted, he's his national team's point guard, and he's 6'7", so,
right.
you know, that gives you some size at the point guard position. But he's a shooter. I mean, he's unconscious with it. So just give him the ball in the wing, let him jack him. It's fine. Shoot threes, buddy. It's what you do.
He's another one with the Rager, Justin Jefferson, and we could have had Siakam. Did I say that?
Siakam. Yeah, I mean, my God, dude. If we had Pascal Siakam, oh, dude, I can't even. Yeah. There's a lot of good players we could have had. There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you could pick that apart for your fucking entire life of sports. You know what I mean?
Big time.
Well, we talked about that, Kenny. You know, we kind of dug through the draft a little bit, the drafts plural, I guess. And you know, it kind of sucks to go back and do that really because like you kind of just, you know, there's no point really, you know.
Well, the Bridges one though, that one probably hurts the most
Because that was the one. Not only did the kid have Villanova Philly ties. His mom works for the team, right?
Yeah.
But also, everybody knew he was good and going to be good. And you could see how well he fit, even on that team.
Fucking
And you
Brett
traded him for a
Brown.
guy that's not even playing in the league anymore. Like, that dude's out.
Yeah.
Zaire Smith is gone. And granted, he had some unfortunate health stuff pop up. So, I feel bad for the guy. But that was a terrible, terrible move. Terrible trade in the end. Yeah, there's no words for that one. That's an Elton Brand and who's their old coach? Jeez, Brett Brown. Special right there, because they were the ones GMing temporarily that
I don't
night.
think Elton Brown was part of that. I think it was just a fucking temporary Brett Brown decision.
It might have been a Brett Brown move, yeah.
And it's
Like-
it's exactly why Brett Brown should never coach in the NBA.
He definitely should never GM. That's
Nah,
for sure.
He's another one, man. Fuck. Christ. It's like Ray Rhodes of the NBA.
Yeah, it's I don't know. One of the worst things I ever heard about Brett Brown was Jimmy Butler talking about how they were going through tape and he showed like guys making mistakes and like nobody in the room got called out. And Butler apparently like said something to Brett Brown and the coaching staff like in front of the whole team. Like, and he had only been here, maybe less than a month at the time, and was like, "Yo, what the hell?" And like it just fell on deaf ears. And it's like at that point you're like, "All right, so how much do these guys really want to win?"
Yeah, that's tough.
You know?
That's really tough, man.
And when you got a guy like Jimmy Butler, he's coming into town to win. That team should have won a championship.
That's disappointing. That team was disappointing, man.
Fucking Raptors.
Anyway,
Canadian bitches.
we have meaningful basketball in the city of Philadelphia, and we have Harden is making his home debut tomorrow night.
It's gonna be awesome.
Tomorrow night,
Knickerbockers.
at the Wells Fargo, and it's gonna be a fucking packed house. It's gonna be fucking lit. It's gonna be great. It's if you want to start watching basketball, tomorrow's a good time because that place is gonna be fire. It's gonna be basically a playoff atmosphere. Aside from the fact that they're playing the Knicks, which
They will not be in the playoffs.
They will not be in the playoffs. And speaking of that young dude for the Knicks, was his name Sims. He was trying to D up Embiid a little bit, and he was successful like a little bit, but Embiid chewed him up so fast and fouled him out like it was not even a question, And we're going on and on about the Sixers because we're excited. But listen, I am tired of people complaining about Embiid's free throws, man.
Who's complaining?
The world.
Everybody that's not a Sixers fan.
Oh, I told you when I was at that Dallas game, it was fuck. I've never like I'm like literally like look in the mirror. You have the biggest crybaby in the NBA. Seriously, that dude's a fucking pussy.
Luka?
Oh, everything.
I'll tell you what. As much as I like the guy, the one thing he does way too much is cry.
Yeah, he's a crier
all
man.
the time. He really does.
I don't like that. Like
No.
if you like the one that Toby got the tee on, he was fouled. I mean, that was clear as day, and I'd probably take a technical on that one. And that's the extent of Tobias Harris getting mad.
Right.
But Luka does that shit every single play. Ugh.
Yeah, Toby got smashed on that play.
Dude, I don't know how you missed. Those refs weren't great.
The NBA has a little bit of an issue with that.
They need to get
every
Donahue
pro
back.
sport does, right? Yeah.
Oh, shocker. So we have old dudes running around on the court with fucking bunch of young dudes. Go figure. It's the same thing as the fucking NBA. And then we got in the MLB, we got umpires behind home plate like fucking Joe West, who finally decided to retire, who can't see balls and strikes. Like, what are we doing? I don't understand.
Angel
I don't
Hernandez.
understand.
Well,
I don't
to be-
understand it. It's
To
every
be
sport.
fair, the NBA actually does, I think, a little bit of a better job with it. They do
I agree
bring
with
in
that. I
some
agree with
younger
that.
people.
I'm really just soapboxing because I hate.
But no. You're
NFL.
100% right though, dude. 100% right. It is ridiculous. Your last pod when you were talking about that, dude, if I could have clapped and given a standing ovation, I would have. Because it's right. I mean, how do you have like accountants by day, referee by night or
Gordy,
weekend?
they're bus drivers. Have some respect for their
Yeah.
careers.
And whatever they are, why do they even have a career? If you're going to pay me $200K to do anything else,
Yeah, I'm gonna golf all week.
why do you have another career? What are you
Right.
doing?
Guys, I would do some weird shit for 200K.
Yeah, right.
Oh man,
I mean,
I'm yelling.
for 200 maybe for like 80K, I'm quitting my job tomorrow. So for 200K, you might find me greeting at Walmart, but that's the extent of my fucking job.
You hear that? Body armor? We are cheap, man. We are
Yeah, I mean,
cheap.
Body Armor could be like, we'll give you a case of sugar free. I'd be like, all right, yeah, that's good.
Quit my job.
Tomorrow.
No, but it's awesome. It's awesome to have meaningful basketball back in the city. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch them at home. It's just, different. It's a different vibe to see them at home. They opened up already. The line is already open at 10.5. 10.5.
I can't take
Ooh.
that. It's too high.
10.5. That is that's frisky. That's a frisky line
That's
right
too
there.
high, man.
First quarter. First quarter. Whatever it is.
Bro,
10.5.
quarter.
10.5 versus 7.5 from Friday.
Gordy, that first quarter was a fucking sweat box on Sunday, bro. I was
Yeah, I went money line. So
smart. I went spread.
What was it? 2.5, right? Yeah.
I had
I
it
was-
3.5. When I took it, it was 3.5. That's why I went down to money line. I won't do 3.5.
Okay,
on
I got
one
it at
quarter.
2.5, and and I'm on YouTube TV, so I'm a little delayed. So I was in the app watching it, and I saw we were up 3, and then I was like, that was crazy.
Yeah, it's what you need. A late free throw at the end of the quarter to screw you too. On top of
Yep,
it,
100% happens every
No.
time.
if it's 3.5, I wouldn't take it. But I mean, as hot as that place is going to be, fired up as that place is going to be, I'm going to tell you what. I expect them to come out storming tomorrow night.
Bro, if they get the guy for the meme to ring the bell, you'll see me naked in the street.
Why? I mean, why can't they? He already like was talking about Embiid. He came back. He said something about it.
That
You
would be
think-
great.
You're talking about Fendi or whatever.
Yeah,
his name is?
Fendi, that's it.
Yo, Fendi
Yo, the
ringing the
Sixers-
bell in
the-
the trench coat.
The Sixers to win the first quarter and the match, which I don't know why they're calling it that, is
Match,
minus
what the fuck?
175.
Oh, for money line for the first quarter.
Yeah, so money line and then to win the game outright. So double money line.
I mean, that's not great odds, honestly.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I mean, I think they win outright, and if you believe they're going to win the quarter, but I guess
Well, let me
50
put
bucks
it this
is
way:
what?
if they lose tomorrow night, you talk about taking all this fun and energy and then just crumbling it and throwing it into the corner, pissing on it, dumping gasoline on it, and then setting it on fire. That's what that's be like.
I'm 8 for 8 in my last Sixers bets, and I think I'm staying away tomorrow.
You don't even like the money line. I think
What's the
that
ri-
double money line bet is safe.
Dude, they're going to be minus. Let me take a look and see what I got them at. But
They're
I mean,
going
that's
to be like minus 400 on the
yeah,
game.
at least for the game. So if you can get it at minus 175, dude, take it.
Yeah, essentially what you're getting there is the game at minus 175 because
Yeah,
they're
but
not going to
you
lose
got-
the first
guys,
quarter.
come on.
Dude.
No, you know better than this. The first quarter is this year has been nothing but badness.
They were,
the
they
one
were
thing
really good early, and then they did hit a rough patch.
The one thing I could see, I can't read that.
590.
590. Like, so you're getting the game almost essentially at 175.
I got it at 630,
Like,
so even worse.
yeah, I mean, if the Knicks win that game tomorrow, s- there might be cars upside down in the Wells Fargo parking lot.
It would be.
Knicks ain't
It
win
would be. It would be. It would be Philadelphia to just do that.
riot if the
I
Sixers
wouldn't even
lose.
be mad.
Lose a regular season game.
Regular season game.
That beats
Let's
nothing.
flip it. Flip some cars.
99% of the money is on the spread for Philly. 99%.
Mm-mm.
You know, the smart play is
Yeah.
to
Knicks.
wait until tomorrow because everybody in Philly is going to be jerking off on the Sixers all day, and that game is at 10.5 right now. I
Yeah.
bet you that line ends up around 12.5.
I would agree.
And I don't know if they're going to cover 12.5. I mean, they might. They've been blowing these last 2 games. They've been blowing them out. So
Here's a fun little
Huh.
spin zone. The Knicks game was down to -4.5 at one point on Sunday. So they tend to like teeter. They do really well. Like
they
just
won by
these last two.
16.
What?
They won that game on Sunday by 16.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 10.5 is a lot on an outright right away. Like it's too much.
Yeah,
I
that's a
agree.
big line.
I
That's a
agree.
big line. Yeah. I don't like taking a favorite that big.
As history has told us, taking large favorites in the NBA is not profitable over time.
NBA's wacky this year, man. Like the Lakers don't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like Miami. I mean, I know they're good, but they're not fucking 1 seed overall.
Nah.
Light the place on fire. Good. NBA's wacky this year, man. The Nets, they shouldn't be 8 in the division or 7 in the conference.
Well, that's what happens when KD doesn't play.
Do you think, what's Ben Simmons' like win-loss margin of whatever the fuck I'm trying to say? What do you think that is?
What the fuck? I don't even know what you were trying to say.
You mean you think how many wins can he help them get?
Yeah, see,
Like,
Gordy
what's
gets
his,
me.
like,
Dave,
war?
you're
Like
out,
his,
Gordy's
like-
in.
His
I
war.
read Kenny's mind.
What's Ben Simmons' war
Yeah, is that what it's called?
in baseball? I don't know.
Okay.
Baseball, yeah, they have a similar thing for basketball too.
3-4.
I think he's pretty far above average on that. Like, but let me put it this way: Ben comes back and plays after his back is feeling better.
March 11th, he'll play.
He helps him get probably 4 or 5 wins to finish
Yeah.
the year. Like I don't. The thing is, they are going to be. I have a feeling Brooklyn ends up in the play-in section of the playoffs, and that's dangerous. You come out flat one game, see ya.
So how does the
mean-
play-in work? Is it like a fucking round robin tournament? Like what is that?
The play-in is seeds 7, 8, 9, and 10 in each conference. 7 plays 10, 8
Right.
plays 9, and then it's like a little 1-game elimination, and then they go.
Single elimination,
Single
and then
elimination.
whoever gets the 2 seeds.
Yep. And so that's pretty much what it is.
Do you have any idea why they decided that was important?
Just to piss off LeBron.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't like it, but guess what? It's the only shot his Lakers have at getting the playoffs right now.
I find it really unnecessary to give even more teams a chance when you already take half of the teams in the league to the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I think their thought process there was over the last several years, they had a lot of teams that would finish right at the same record, and because of a funky tiebreaker here or there, they would drop out.
So they're trying to
And-
break the ice a little
Yeah,
bit.
and not only that, though, too. Hey, man, it's
Exciting.
one and done.
Yeah.
That's exciting basketball. You know,
Yep.
like, I mean, last year you had the Lakers and the Warriors playing each other in one of
That's
those.
right.
games.
That's right. I
Kidding me?
forgot about that. Yeah.
Like that's a clutch matchup right there. No, not clutch clients. Let's not talk about that.
Wrong
Clown
clutch.
shit.
Someone on this pod said that one and done playoffs in the basketball was a possibility. We're almost there.
I'll tell you what. I saw something. Don't know if it's actually true or not. That the NCAA tournament And the way that they do it generates as much revenue for the NCAA as the entire NBA regular season does.
Ooh, interesting what a one and done can do.
So, to that end, the NBA is looking into doing a little pause mid-season and possibly a mid-season tournament. That would be basically a single elimination tournament for a mid-season tournament champion and then finishing out the regular season and going into the playoffs.
What do you get?
But the twist is they don't play basketball; they play badminton.
Exactly.
You get a Pez dispenser.
What the fuck are we? What are we doing here? Well, they just play with 2 basketballs.
I mean,
That'd
you
be
know,
fun.
Here's the thing. I love the one and done. Totally, I do. But you can't play 82 games and have a one and done playoff. Like, this doesn't make sense.
I agree with that too.
You can do whatever you want if you're Adam Silver.
Well, here's what's going to happen. If
Also
you do
true.
that, they're gonna rest their stars even more because the regular season means even less then. And then when they get to the playoffs, they'll just fucking turn it on. Then the regular season means nothing, and the people don't go. You're telling me that everybody's going to flock to the stadium if they don't know if LeBron James is playing? They don't know if James Harden's going to play. They don't know if Embiid's going to play. Like,
I think that number is smaller than you think it is. Seriously.
what number?
Like, I don't think that's, like, the number one thing people look at. Like when you go to a game and you're like,
You don't
"Fuck,
look at the
Embiid's not
star
playing."
player?
I mean, I get why you're there, right? You're there to watch Embiid, but I don't think, like, I would still, if the tickets were X amount of dollars, right? Like, I'm not saying $2K for, on the court, but for a ticket to get you in the building at $55-$60, I don't really necessarily care. I mean, I get it. I'm upset if Embiid's playing, but I don't look for that. I'm gonna go down and I'm still gonna enjoy myself. I think that number's a little less than you might be thinking it is. I know it's an issue, but I don't think it's some, like, major thing.
I just don't think it makes sense to have the teams play 82 games and then, get to the postseason one and done.
They might cut the season down at some point. I mean, I could see them if they do
That
so.
makes
If
more
they,
sense.
yeah, if they go to something like a tournament like that mid-season, I could see them only doing 70 or 72 games, and then having that tournament mid-season.
Maybe
But it
give
won't
the
be. It
tournament-
won't be
Yeah,
one or the
the
other. They'll have the tournament, and they'll cut the season
Maybe
down.
give the tournament winner like a bye in the playoffs or something.
Could be. You know, they get a. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you get for it.
Listen, I would watch that shit. I would bet on it. I would love it. I mean, I'm
Oh,
not
hell yeah.
I'm not against it at all. This is exactly what I want NCAA football to do. Like,
Oh God, that would be incredible.
yeah, it's a no-brainer in there because it's obviously one and done in NCAA football, and there's no reason to play all those fucking stupid bowl games. They're dumb.
You know what they should do? NCAA football should play no more regular season. All right, this is going to sound really ridiculous. They shouldn't play any more than like 8 or 9 regular season games, and then seed the top 32 teams or 60, 14, whatever, and then go.
They
from
should
there.
only play division games. that is exactly what they should do.
And you
Yeah,
should
but
have
then you're gonna
divisions
get
that
into
make
the, you're
sense.
gonna get into the fucking classic tale of, like, SEC should have more representation because they got all the freak
Okay,
athletes.
then
Nah.
what you do is once you do this for a year, then you take the top 15 teams and you make them all play each other next year. And then you do that with the next 10. You make them all play each other. So then you can keep cycling the good teams that make them play each other versus this traditional schedule where you play all the same fucking teams and then every once in a while you mix in an Akron or a fucking Western Michigan. Like,
Nah, listen.
it's pointless.
They need to get rid of playing Monco Community College. Okay,
Yes,
they need to
they
get rid
do.
of these fucking stupid ass.
Yeah.
Schools will pay X amount of dollars. I know it's about money, but, like, that shit is brutal. And if that is the case, then they need to be within the first 2 or 3 games of the season. They can't be the fucking 2 weeks before, the end of the season. Alabama's playing, like, fucking, like, Kentucky A&T.
I agree. So anyway, we really went. Woo.
Yeah, that was it. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it doesn't matter. That's what we do here.
Do you know who's on this podcast? Shit.
So I mean, we could talk. We kind of went for a while on the Sixers, which is great. That's what I wanted to do. Gordy, before I move on, did you have anything like pre-planned that you wanted to get out before I move on to something else?
Like as far as Sixers go,
Yeah.
I want everybody that's listening to just sit back and enjoy this ride.
All three of you.
All three of you. Because guess what? This is going to be a fun
Million.
one. This is legitimately going to be a fun ride. And I do think Harden is home. He's back with Daryl Morey. He's back with Tad, whatever his name is. He's got the owner that he knew. All those dudes left him in Houston. He was miserable. He went to Brooklyn. The guy was
He didn't
supposed to
even
be
wanna
there
go
with
there.
him.
No.
What's that?
He didn't even want to go to Brooklyn.
No, he didn't want to go to Brooklyn. He wanted to go back where he knew all his guys were. Everybody was in Philly.
Yeah.
Philly right now is the Rockets east from like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Hopefully they cash.
Yeah, this time they need to cash. But like he went to Brooklyn, KD gets hurt, Kyrie shows up when he wants to or when he's allowed to, and he's killing himself to keep the team afloat. And he's not mad at KD for getting hurt. That stuff happens. But he hurt his hamstring in the playoffs for Brooklyn last year, and now he's getting crapped on. They're playing him 40 minutes a game. He's got nobody there. And they're talking about, you're quitting on the team? Who's quitting on the team? Harden didn't quit on the Nets. The Nets put him in a bad spot and tried to run him into the ground.
Man,
So
it is like anchor fire in this fucking place, man. I
Like-
tell you what. It's-
he gets to Philly, and it's home. You can see it.
Oh, I
You can
guess
see it.
Kenny, I should have told you. Our next week's guest is the owner of Anchor.
oh, Theodore, hey?
Sorry,
I'm on the
Gordy, I cut
podcast.
you
I won't
off.
tell him.
That's it. All good. Yeah, so I just want everybody to enjoy the ride. Harden's home. If he doesn't opt in, they'll extend him. He's going to be here for a while. Him and Joe are going to wreck the NBA for a number of years. I'll tell you exactly what they are. The Philadelphia 76ers are lightning on the beach. They are flat out dangerous to any team that steps on the court with them. That's what they are. So enjoy it.
I'm in love. I am in love with this team and the possibility of this team. Like, I'm in love with it. Yo, Kenny, what was that bullshit you sent me about the where they were talking about like someone said, and never mind, it wasn't you. I tweeted it from our account. This dude was talking about how the Sixers are not even, or these guys aren't even in like the top 5.
No,
in
I
the
sent
East or
that to you.
something.
How
You
dare
did?
You not giving me credit.
I tried giving you
Yeah,
credit.
that's that fucking Jason McIntyre. Is that his name? He's a fucking asshole.
I don't know. Stupid
Hold on,
though.
I got it right here. Jesus, we chatted a lot today, huh?
I know. That's why I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Some bozos in Philadelphia are saying Harden and Embiid are the new Kobe and Shaq. That's comical.
Bozos.
This is not even a top 5 duo in the East. A first-round exit would not be a surprise.
Name 5 duos in the East
Well,
that
yeah,
are better. Come
yeah.
on,
Okay.
stop it.
Exactly.
Drummond and KD. Now, are they saying like duo as in like anyone? Seriously, this is a serious question.
I don't know.
Because I mean, you could put the Heat in the top 5, right? Jimmy Butler and whoever else. you know?
Butler and Bam, I guess.
Yeah.
I-
All right. But I don't think
Harden
they're better
and
than
Harden-
Embiid.
No. Listen, Jimmy Butler's a really good star, borderline superstar. He's extremely good.
Marquette.
Marquette. I saw Jimmy Butler when he was at Marquette.
Nice.
The Bam is a star, an all-star. I don't know that Bam's a superstar. So no, that duo is not better. Tatum and Brown,
Not better. They're good.
not better. Good,
They're
but not
It's
better.
different. It's not even close to the same thing.
No, Kyrie
Ball.
and KD.
Ball and Bridges. Not
Nah.
good.
No.
I'm literally I'm trying.
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
you-
I know.
The
Who do the
Hornets are an
Hawks have?
interesting team, though. I'll say
Oh.
that.
Trey Young.
And Trey Young.
Trey Young.
Kyle Kuzma.
Oh God.
Yeah, what
The
a
Wiz. The mighty
Now,
Wiz.
if he would have said in the league, I could argue, I could agree. Like you could get down with that. You could make an argument. You could make an assumption. You could
Yeah, I mean, after 2 games, sure, you can't really
but I mean,
fight this battle after 2 games.
to say the fucking East though. Like at least know what you're saying.
That's
bro.
a bullshit. That's a bullshit, fucking clickbait piece of shit.
He's
statement.
the great value Skip Bayless.
Yeah, who's he?
He works at ESPN.
Well, okay. He probably loves Boston.
He was on Undisputed. This guy, you know this guy. I know you know this guy.
Oh, yeah, I know he is.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
fun.
Yeah, he doesn't matter as far as his basketball opinion.
So
You know, he's about as up and down the middle as Bill Simmons is on his podcast. You know,
Flyers lost 3-0.
I pounded Edmonton -1.5.
oh, that was only -1.5.
Puck line, bruh.
Oh wow.
Should have been free.
But yeah, so I mean, we don't really need to talk about the Flyers because that's
Fuck them. Fuck that franchise. Fuck them, dude. Honestly, no. You gonna unleash me? Can I unleash?
Go, bro.
Go.
Yo, if they fucking trade for Jeff Petrie, I'm fucking done. Okay.
Jeff Petri dish.
Yeah, the dude is 35 years old. He's slow as fuck. He plays for the Canadians. Do we need to say more? If they don't sell this whole fucking team, they're the dumbest fucking sport. They're worse than the Phillies in my eyes if they get fucking Jeff Petrie.
They're already worse than the Phillies. What the fuck? How are you even possibly considering saying that the Flyers are still better than the Phillies? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Everyone's a 500 team in Philadelphia, you know? That's all I'm saying.
Not the Flyers.
Yeah, somehow they still have like 30 points. I don't know where that came from. But seriously, if the Flyers trade for Jeff Petrie, I'm on suicide watch. That is got to go down as one of the worst fucking trades. It doesn't even matter if they unload contract or anything. You think, oh, Giroux. He's from there.
Yeah, I know.
So I guess that would make the only sense, right? They're trying to trade Giroux. But why would Giroux want to go there? No. Don't get in your head, Kenny. You know better than this.
Yeah,
The Canadians are worse than the
there's
Flyers.
no way Giroux wants to go to Montreal when they're in the last place. No.
No.
So, but I'm just saying, like, that shit's going to...
Toronto, I could see Giroux end up in Toronto.
Oh, my God, that team.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a stat where it was like Austin Matthews has like 85 goals in 95 games. or
Oh,
something
my
like that.
God, dude.
Yeah, he's so good.
They're awesome to watch. I caught Toronto on like a national TV game. I don't know. It was like a week ago or something. They're fucking quick, and they're just fun to watch. They're fun to watch play. It sucks that we don't have hockey in this town anymore. So.
Oh, it's dead. Jake said it best, man.
He
I don't
did.
even wake up to look at the score.
He did. He really did. And it's like they literally stole our team away. And we're in the basement. We have 42 points.
How do they have that? Oh, they have the
because of all the overtime games.
Yeah.
They have 10 overtime games. Overtime losses. So, whatever. Fuck them. I wanted to run something by you though, and both of you. We need to talk about the Eagles a little bit because the traction is starting to grip on the possibility of Russell Wilson playing quarterback in Philadelphia. And it's like everywhere now. And I saw something today that I'm against this move, by the way. I don't think they should do it. I think it's too much money. And I think that the way that you are successful in the NFL right now is by having a cheap quarterback and spending your money everywhere else. That's my opinion. But that aside, this trade I actually might do. And here's what it is. Russell Wilson goes to the Eagles for a first rounder this year, one. A third rounder this year, and a first rounder next year.
If that's all it's going to take, okay. I don't think Seattle does it for that. I think they want 3 first-round picks and Slay.
The Eagles are are still too far away from just getting Russell Wilson and thinking that's going to be the answer. Oh.
You're too far away from that.
Yeah, I just realized that. The Eagles are still too far away from. They need more than just Russell Wilson. He doesn't come in and save the franchise.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and I agree too.
You can't. Listen, we gotta stop living in this fucking Peter Pan world where we think that the Eagles are one fucking player away from the Super Bowl. It's not happening. The Sixers, one player away from a championship. James Harden, insert. That makes sense. That trade, I'd do it 10 times out of 10. I'd give up Thibault if it meant something, you know what I mean, just to get Harden in a different scenario, right? The Eagles are too far out. They look at the teams that went to the playoffs. Look how good the playoffs were. The Eagles are not there yet.
Yep. And
So-
my thought, you and I have talked about this, Fry,
Yeah.
multiple times. I am of that opinion as well. Like, you use your picks to build out this roster the right way this year. If you don't use them all first round, take 2 first rounders and trade 1 first rounder this year for another future first rounder next year. Have 2 first rounders next year. Like you could do something like that with another team. Instead of using all 3 this year, but you gotta get more talent, man. I mean, the Eagles, they need defense. Like, I mean, God, do they need linebacking? And you got to get pressure, man, without having to bring everybody. You got to get pressure. Like, listen, Fletch has been great for us. Dude's old. I hate to say it,
You know what really sucks about that, dude? You know what really sucks about that? He's got a lot of money left on that contract.
Oh yes,
a lot of money.
Yes, he does. And
So,
I don't know how likely he is to want to restructure.
I said this before. I said it. I'm gonna say it again. I'll probably say it fucking 300 more times before April 29th or whatever the fuck day it is gets here. They need an edge rusher, like you need a dick. Okay, like they need an edge rusher, because if you watch anything happen in the NFL playoffs, one of the number one things that was happening all the time was a fucking edge rusher up some quarterback's ass.
Yep.
That's what they need. And they need a linebacker. They need a stud linebacker who can just fucking who's just good. And they need a fucking fast edge rusher. After that, I'm honestly don't care who they pick with the 3rd pick, because that's what I think they should do first. I think they should go linebacker, edge, or edge linebacker, whatever order. And then the 3rd one could be whatever. It could be an O lineman. It could be a D lineman. It could be a wide receiver if there's one that's worth a shit. It could be a defensive back. I don't care. You could trade it. I don't fucking care. They need to use those 2, though, and they need to get 2 solid guys, linebacker and edge.
SEC.
That's what I think.
SEC.
Yep.
SEC.
Plenty of them out there.
Yep. A lot of them.
So I just wanted to run that by you guys, because there's not much else going on with the Eagles right now, obviously, but I saw that and it was interesting. And it's interesting too that Jalen Hurts is not involved, because honestly, you could have Hurts on this team as a backup. It's fucking weird, but
you could. I mean, the trade I heard today for Russell Wilson threw Jalen Hurts in to go back to Seattle.
Well,
I
mean, what does it matter? We don't need him.
Yeah, it doesn't. Keep Gardner for that. I mean, I don't know. I agree with both of you. Kenny, you're 100% right. The Eagles are not one player away. As good as the offense might look with a guy like Russell Wilson at quarterback,
it'd be pretty.
Now maybe you got a receiver that goes, ooh, I want to go catch passes from him. Because how many of these top wide receivers right now are going to look at Jalen Hurts and go, yeah, I want to go to Philly?
Chris Godwin, come on home, buddy.
None, because that's my whole thing. Like, you got
nobody thinks. No.
Like, listen, Jalen Hurts is fine, but he's not amazing. He's not great. Not right now, anyway.
No.
So You're not gonna get one of these big fish free agent wide receivers, and they're just chomping at the bit to come to Philly for what? So we could get booed if I drop a ball and
Right.
and have a pass off target. Like that's
Right. Or getting CTE going across the middle, stretching for something.
that's just what I think is going through
Oh,
their heads.
did you see
I don't know.
Did you see who they diagnosed with CTE?
No.
Cole
Which one?
Brennan,
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
the Hawaiian quarterback.
How'd they
did.
diagnose him?
Yeah, they donated his brain to Boston.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the shit that they said that he he was in rehab and all that shit, like everything. I mean, he was the prototype CTE guy. If you looked at everything that they dropped on what it is, he did it all.
Yeah, he had a rough last few years apparently. Sad stuff, man. You know, scary.
Can I say something without being mean?
Go right ahead.
I would take CTE for millions and millions of dollars. Just saying.
No.
I easily would.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Bro, I'm going to die before I hit 50 because I have so many fucking medical issues. I'll take the CTE and be a millionaire on my way out.
Go out on a boat fishing.
I don't know, man.
You know,
Just Dexter me
On
into
my
the
yacht.
fucking ocean.
you know.
Junior Seau too. Junior Seau had CTE too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And so did Chris Benoit. Oh, wait. I got my guys wrong.
Whoa.
What the fuck? I don't know if my eyes could get wider than that.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
Here's a name I didn't expect to get mentioned on the podcast tonight.
He didn't kill his 2 German shepherds is all I'm going to say.
Jesus.
Elite dog.
So there is one other thing happening right now in the world of Philadelphia sports, and it's the fact that nothing is happening with the MLB. And obviously we just got some big news today that, talks were great, talks were moving forward, blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden, and then the word comes down that they canceled opening day and they canceled at least the first 2 series of the season, which is fucking shit. I hate
You're
it.
going to lose. You're going to lose a lot more.
Yeah, you're gonna lose a month, I'm thinking.
Yeah, easily.
At least.
Fucking bunch of pussies.
Mm-hmm.
Is baseball the only one that can't get it figured out? They're fucking what is it, 4 years, 5 years? What is it?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's a lot shorter than the other agreements, and they always end up in this position.
Yeah, the commissioner's like, well, you guys all gotta have sex with my wife, and everyone's like, no, we're not doing it. That's what the stalemates are. It's always something so fucking stupid. I don't even really love baseball, but like it's something, right? Gives you hope.
Not you. You fucking hate baseball. Don't lie.
I don't hate it. I just hate watching a decade of 88 or 81 and 80. I hate it.
There's
And
been a lot of
hey,
that.
guess what, Fry? This is it. This is your
what?
last year, buddy.
What are you talking about?
I think the last time in a decade that they were any good, I think is gone now, right? Because it was the Cardinals.
Oh, so you're saying that they've been 500 or less for a decade?
Yeah, the Cardinals playoff series was like the last glimmer of hope.
Now, weren't they good in 13?
I mean, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's approaching a decade.
Yeah, we're arguing. I mean, that's grasping at straws there, obviously. But I said it before, and I'll say it again. Now, honestly, Gordy, I don't know what you think about this, but I strongly think that this Harden thing is going to change the landscape of Philadelphia sports. It's going to push the other teams to want to be better and to want to grab the fans the way that the Sixers are going to do. It's already happening. It's been 2 games. You extrapolate that over a month. This city is going to be hook, line, and sinker Sixers. It don't even matter. You might not even know what a basketball looks like, and you are going to be watching Sixers games and buying Harden shirtsies. Okay, and all of those other owners are going to be like, oh, fuck, that's what it takes. And if the hot stove finally opens up and they go out and grab one or two big name guys, they're going to see the same return because it shows that you fucking care. It shows that you want to fucking win. That is what we want to see. It's all we care about. Whether or not you actually win is almost secondary. We want you to care. We want you to look like you want to win, look like you care. The Sixers are doing it, and I think that everybody else is going to follow suit.
2012. So
Okay,
you're
there
done.
you go. No, this is
Wow.
still 2022. Do you know how to count?
You're done. Oh, I'm sorry. 2011. My bad.
Fine.
Wow.
still done.
So it's been a decade, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
They went 102 and 60 in 2011. That team was so good, man.
Yes, they were. They had some really good teams, man.
Yeah, 07
Back
through
then.
11, man.
That was a stretch we didn't appreciate for what it was. I mean, not that we didn't appreciate it, but we didn't realize what we had at that particular time. I don't think,
100%.
you know, and it ended so quick. You know, because of
What happens when you sell the farm?
that and an Achilles.
Hmm.
That I mean, I loved Ryan Howard, man. I still do, and I think the guy gets a raw deal from a lot of Philly fans, but he was never the same. I mean, never the same after that injury. You know, I mean, I can't. That
do you
had
have to
nothing to do with
say
him
about
pulling
that,
off
Kenny?
the fastballs, but
Hey, if it's in the dirt to the right, he's not hitting it. That's all I know.
that's very true too. Yeah,
No, I mean, I go through the Ryan Howard like hate and love constantly. It's every other year for me. I don't know. I'm torn. And
I like.
I'm not mad at him for signing the contract. I get that. Like everyone's like, "Oh, you just hate it because you fucking signed the contract." No, like I would sign that too, right? Like I'm not a
Sure.
fucking idiot. I get it.
Sure.
It just sucks that he signed it and then sniper on the roof. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
So,
It's
Gordy, what do you think about what I said about the Harden thing?
Oh, I definitely think it sends a message to every other team in this city. Like, yo, look at what the fan base in this city is craving, right? Like, look at what happens when you're in a position to actually win a championship.
And look at
go
what
for
this
it.
fan base is capable of, really.
Right. I mean, like you said, the city is on fire. People that don't even know basketball are going to be rocking hats, shirts, jerseys, actually tuning into games, going back out to bars again to watch sports, to watch the Sixers.
Is that a shot at me?
No, not at all.
No, that's
Actually,
a COVID. That's a COVID. It's a shot at COVID, really. I
it's a
think.
shot of COVID, 100%.
COVID,
you know,
I miss you.
it definitely lets the other owners, and listen, the last time the Flyers were genuinely good, Snyder was still in charge of that team.
They were the one
Right.
seed though. Don't forget that.
They were
2020.
the one. They were. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They
That
were
was
the
the
one seed.
worst one seed ever.
It might have been.
Smoke and mirrors, and so you get there, and you're genuinely good, and then you go all in. That's the one thing that makes me pause with that, and that thought process for the other teams in the city. The Phillies, I actually think, if they can get a bullpen and maybe one more bat, they could be there potentially, right? The Eagles, like we just talked about, they need too many pieces. I don't want to see them go all in for the Russell Wilson and not have enough pieces to get there. Like, yes, it's a sign that they're trying, and I'll take that over, not trying and doing whatever it is the Flyers are doing.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't want to see a team kind of go all in too soon. We've all watched and played plenty of poker. We know what happens when you do that. You go in too soon.
You go out quick.
You go out quick. Yeah. So you don't want to see that either. You got to strike at the right time.
I think the Phillies have, and I know that I'm kind of minority on this opinion, but I really think the Phillies have a great nucleus to build on, and I really strongly think that if they had a more solid closer, and they're going to have to find an eighth inning guy now too because Hector's going to be gone.
Mhm.
they need a setup, they need a closer, and they need they need an outfielder. What are you laughing at?
Oh my god.
Are you on Twitter?
Yeah. Putin, this is from Biden. Putin might circle Kiev with tanks, but he'll never gain the hearts and souls of the Iranian people.
He said that. He said Iranian.
I don't make it up.
Is it a real quote? Because that's a bad one.
That's real. He'll never gain.
Well, yes, the State of the Union address was tonight, and I will do my duties and watch it, or at least read it tomorrow.
I'll go back and watch it too. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't.
I will, because I'd like to know what happened, and but yeah. Aside from, we're not going down the politic road, that's for sure. But that's pretty funny. Iranian. That's really funny.
He'll never have the hearts of the Iranian people.
It's probably true. He's right.
True statement.
Fact check that, bitch. So yeah, anyway, I mean, Gordy, thanks for joining us tonight, man. It was awesome having you on finally.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Hope to do it again sometime soon.
Yeah, I think I was talking to Gordy Kenny a little bit. I think it would be nice to have him on a little bit further into this Sixers run. And Gordy also is a pretty savvy golf bettor also. So I think it would be cool to have him on. Maybe when we get closer to like Masters time, we could throw out some golf bets and shit.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't give a shit.
You can win some serious cash on golf. You obviously got to get lucky, and you got to kind of feel the rhythm a little bit, and we can give out
taking over.
we can give out some strategies on golf betting.
Literally every guy is a long shot. So when you do hit, you hit.
Yeah, for sure. 18-1 or whatever, maybe even better. So, yeah, thanks, Gordy. Thanks for joining us. I saw that we had a couple people check in on YouTube, which is pretty cool.
Idiots.
As Kenny said, if you make it this far into podcast, don't know what's wrong with you. But thanks for listening. And as always, hit us up on Twitter. PHL Sports Pain, Dave Fry 04, Sky Chano 127. Gordy's got a burner on Twitter, but I'm not going to give it out. No.
Is it Whoppy?
WAP WAP 6969_69.
Hey.
Blue Snowball.
The blue snowball.
Blue Snowball. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks a lot for checking it out. We're gonna sign out. We'll be back next week, and let's fucking watch Harden rock the home city tomorrow night.
Go Sixers
Against the Knicks.
Do we know what they're wearing?
God, I hope it's the city uniforms because I love them.
They're awesome.
Wore 'em.
They did.
know.
They wore them. Was it in New York?
Yeah.
I think they did.
can't. Yeah, they can't.
Red.
Do that. Red. I think they might do the red.
For blood.
The Sixers uniforms look good.
I love all their uniforms. I don't
Their
have any.
uniforms look good. So
Yeah, I don't
and this
have
is
a
the
problem.
best city uniforms they've had too. They should keep these another year, honestly.
Yeah. I can't find one to buy.
No, I can't either.
No.
I was lucky enough to get the shirt.
Yeah,
They got the fucking they got the Curry jerseys though.
they also had Ben Simmons jerseys.
Yeah, what do I do with my? I'm gonna keep it and wear it and be like, look at this piece of shit.
I don't know, man. That's not. I don't know. If
I
that's
like to bust
wearable.
out the Kiko Alonso once a year too. So like, I'm good with it.
Kiko.
I
That
bought
would be
from-
like me. That would be like me wearing a Wentz jersey.
You can wear it in like 3 or 4 years.
When it's retro and
And
cool.
then you're making fun of yourself for your terrible jersey purchase.
I mean,
And dude, I
don't
still have a
know.
Mark Rippon Rams jersey. So
wow, that's pretty good.
I
That's
don't
pretty
even know who
good.
the fuck you're talking about.
before your time, Kenny.
Holy shit! All right, boys, it's been real. Go Sixers, go Harden, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks a lot.
Peace.
Later.